here back at Techstars because that's what you do. It's Alumni Day. I mean, Techstars from the very beginning, teaches you about how much it is to give back and what that means to this program.
One of the great things about Boulder is that there's this awesome community surrounding us to really support us. They've been there before.
Being here, you have this great network of people and all of this opportunity open to you, but really at the end of the day, it comes back to you and it's up to you to make something happen with it.
It's amazing to see that just to be here for this half-day event and to meet the new companies. Past founders flew in from Canada, from England, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., and all over.
Here's what we do with this. We ask everybody to pull their chairs up even closer than they are. We're going to slow down the sessions a little bit, but not all the way. And you guys are going to get your product out there in the world, right? That's what we're going to do this month. That's the kind of support that evolves in this network, and it's so incredibly valuable. So I know you guys will one day be coming back here to do this stuff too and helping out, but just, they're here. You got companies that are 1, 2, and 3 years ahead of you, right? It's pretty invaluable. A lot of them around town, but those that are coming back for these kind of events really, keep this network alive. So they want to help you. You guys can help them too.
So make sure that if you haven't met every single one of these people at some point that you do.
I mislead everything.
Tonight is Ignite Boulder, and Ignite is a night of presentations with a twist. It's this really geeky and fun event. It's the largest Ignite in the world, with about 1,500 people coming.
The thing about an event like this is it started in the tech community, and it's transcended the community. So it's now the Boulder community, and you see people from all over town.
Boulder's a lot about community, and we're able to fill this venue just because all of you have really good friends and tell them about really good things. So what we have with Ignite is just this amazing, passionate community that actually shows up to events. It's not like an interface or a little community how we think about it online. It's actually people showing up and supporting everybody else.
I'm particularly excited, of course, to always see how F opens up the show.
A lot of awesome people presenting on really interesting topics that are often really hilarious. It's almost like a friends event.
Josh should have a really good presentation for us.
We're scared of the wrong things. And what I want to talk about today is this disparity between the things that we're scared of and the things that are actually dangerous. We all die. But if you haven't figured it out yet, this talk is not about dying. It's about how to live.
What would you do differently?
We would have done more customer development.
You can use best practices like getting out there and being more rigorous about your customer development. That's something that every single person should be doing.
We probably all believed that we did it, right? We probably all thought that we did customer development. Yeah.
But we know we didn't, actually. That wasn't a part of our program.
One of the things that we're learning as we go out is if you don't track every piece of data about that people come to your site, you're just losing all this. You're a really leaky funnel, and kind of having that in place to begin with, so that if you ever do an advertising push or anything like that, you'll know exactly what's working.
When you're at Techstars, you have awesome people like David, Nicole helping you and all your mentors, but what happens after Techstars? When do you hire your bookkeeper? Those are questions that you don't know to ask. Ask your mentors, okay, am I asking the right questions?
You guys have 2 months to Investor Day.
You have Investor Day to meet, you got code to write. So when you start processing and sitting on that side, you start to try and figure out, okay, what should I stop doing right now when everything looks important?
Just seeing all the companies come back home, it makes me so proud. They've accomplished so much, and so many of them have products in front of people that are really amazing and changing the world.
Brett. Nice to meet you. Give us an update.
So we've had a lot of mentors come in, we've had a lot of meetings. We try to figure out what the nuggets of wisdom were.
On Investor Day, I think there's two things you can do. One is you can pitch for money, or two is you can pitch for exposure, and both. Are there other people with similar products?
We have called a lot of our competition, and I asked them, I posed as a landlord. They tried to differentiate on price and a few different things. We've honed in really on the rent collection process. We want to take it a step further than they do, take it to the point where the landlord doesn't even have to think about it.
We've got drinks and some food at Jive, aka Filterbox. They've been nice enough to host us.
It's so cool to see Filterbox has now been acquired by Jive, and Jive's now this big company, and they're a real meaningful part of it.
I think I've actually, this year, more than ever, have really realized what the Techstars community means. You've been through some hard stuff, been through some good stuff. We're going to be trucking on for a long while, and you need that energy.
For any Techstars company, the extended network and the family is an amazing resource. You can get introductions, talk about investors.
We're doing a lot of thinking about what we're doing, and I feel a little bit behind in some of the development, so I'm just trying to, follow up.
I think the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur is keeping the energy level and the motivation up when you're working so many hours and so hard on something.
I think one of the hardest parts about being an entrepreneur is just the number of hours that you have to put into the business. Does that make sense?
You're in your four walls of your own business, and you forget that other people are going through the same hard things, and it's the struggle that you're going through, and you're not alone.
Flashbacks. I have total flashbacks. I have nightmares about this at night. I'm about you with the camera in my face.
Can I start over?
God, as many times as you need.
I don't want to be on the bloopers. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm nervous. I gotta give good advice.
70. Cut the rest at 70. So,
I have 2 Vimeo t-shirts, and I wear them religiously. I watch them once a week. But I don't wear them more than once a week.
My life has been so empty since I stopped appearing on Founders. It's so good to be back on this.